What's up, YouTube? It's Big Fish here with another reaction video, and we're back with The View. Today, they're mad that Trump wants to close the education department. What he ran on, smaller government, because we know we're the lowest in the world. I think we're like at 40 or something. So what's up with all of our, where's our money going? What are we doing? Because these teachers ain't getting paid, and they should be getting paid more. So let's hear these ladies complain.
The White House is going full steam ahead with their purge of federal agencies, and they announced
Hopefully Disney doesn't block this one.
the next department on the chopping block. Take a look.
How soon do you want the Department of Education to be closed?
Oh, I'd like it to be closed immediately. Look, the Department of Education's a big con job. We're ranked, so they rank the top 40 countries in the world. Norway, Denmark, Sweden, I hate to say it, China, as big as it is, it's ranked in the top 5. And that's a primary competitor. We're ranked number 40. So if we're ranked number 40, that means something's really wrong, right?
We do need to
I thought we were 40 or something. No, we're at the bottom.
delete entire agencies as opposed to leave part of them behind. If you don't remove the roots of the weed, then it's easy for the weed to grow back. But if you remove the roots of the weed, it doesn't stop weeds from ever growing back, but it makes it harder.
So true.
So is completely deleting these agencies and kicking education back to the states, because that's what this means. That's
Beautiful.
what it means. Is this going to make things run more smoothly? Maybe it will.
First of all, they're lying. He's a liar. The United States is not ranked 40. The United States...
It isn't. What is it ranked, Joy?
Well, the U.S. is...
Ain't no way she's stumbling, fumbling, rumbling, dumbling. What are you talking about? Don't say... Oh, my God. Let it go.
ranked up there, better. It's not 40. They just...
So she ain't gonna give us no number? Look at this face. Look at this face. Look at this face. Look at this face. She look like she about to shout something. Oh, heck nah.
Make things up.
We're 29th in the world in math, and we're in the 20s globally.
Yeah,
just
it's not
across the
40.
board.
So it's not 40.
Right. I mean, they get these numbers from Elon Musk's son, the little kid. That's where they're coming up with this
Say
stuff.
nothing. They didn't say
It ranks
nothing.
number 6 in reading, 12 in science, 28 in math. Okay, math's hard, but it's not 40.
Math is hard.
But to cut, what happens when they cut? What really bothers me right now, what's really making me crazy, because of the specific, I mean, is they're cutting programs for basically poor people, people who are in the minorities, and that's who's going to suffer.
Yeah.
You have this guy who's worth $1 trillion, this Elon.
They're already suffering. They're already suffering. We already know that in America as a whole, we're not the smartest people. I think it said that we're reading at I want to say a 7th to 8th grade level, a majority of Americans. That's absolutely terrible. We should be way up there. As I said, math is 28th. We're getting our butts kicked. We're already seeing that foreigners can come over here and take our jobs, the ones that come legally. They're making way better progression than we are as Americans who get a head start. This is wild.
And he's cutting things from people who need it. It's pathetic, and people should not put up with it.
Can I get in on this?
Getting
This is a
rid
tag
of the
team?
Department of Education is actually the first
What are you, the
goal
Dudley Boys?
listed in the education section of Project 2025. We were talking about Project
Here we
2025.
go.
We warned everybody that that was the playbook, and it remains the playbook, and they are playing by that book.
He ran on smaller government. This is what we want. We want to know where our tax dollars are on. If we're so low, what are we doing with the money? What is the education department doing with the money?
Book. It is also the smallest of all the government agencies. So if you get rid of the Department of Education, you really don't have this sort of financial boon that they're telling you that you're going to have. And I have a clip because there is a Republican senator. He's from Arizona. His name is Schweikert, and he has emphasized this. Congressman, rather. We have the clip.
They ain't got listeners there because I don't know if Sonny know what the hell she doing. Ain't her husband a felon? I see they don't use that word anymore since that happened.
Let's get rid of foreign aid. You just covered one week of borrowing. Can't tell you how many times I'm at home and people say, if we just didn't have foreign aid, we could balance the budget. It's a week of borrowing. U.S. will waste billions of dollars on the United Nations. Okay, get rid of the United Nations. It's 2 days of borrowing. Don't act like you just balance the budget by doing something like that. Let's just get rid of the Department of Education salaries. Yay! You covered 9 hours of borrowing.
So you see, so it's not really about saving money.
No.
I think there's a much more nefarious reason for it. I think it's because without education, you get cheaper labor. I think what they want to do is create in the United States.
What do you even said it on here at the beginning. He's going to leave it up to the states. How are we not going to be having education? Oh my goodness. I don't know if they're gaslighting or they're gaslighting.
A permanent underclass, a permanent cheap workforce, because educated workers cost more. That is the bottom line, and that's what they're doing.
So I don't agree with wholesale abolishing the Department of Education by any means, but the United States does pay per student more than most developed nations, yet we are falling behind in critical areas, specifically math, which is hard. The STEM fields, it's hard, but the STEM fields are crucial to the next generation economy. So I'm all for looking for ways to actually use resources better to educate our students. I'm not okay with accepting that
we need to get back into trades, the simpler things. Quite honestly, because most people are not going to colleges, and if we do trades, then hey, we can see a boom inside of our economy. We want to bring jobs back, so that's a way to help. I heard Trump was going to be doing free schooling for the trades, I believe. I gotta actually do some research on that.
we aren't the top when we're spending some of the most.
We spend as much as Denmark, pretty much.
Yes, but we spend more per student than most nations do.
Correct.
We don't pay the teachers, so it doesn't really matter.
We pay a lot on administrative costs.
But he was comparing the United States to the Scandinavian countries that are number 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
But in general, I think the United States should be the top of education. I think that we should strive for that. I don't think you get there by abolishing it, but streamlining it. Well, but I want to say one thing quickly on this, because this debate over the federal workforce, I think Republicans, especially Elon, are too quick to demonize federal workers. Some of the biggest breakthroughs in national security, public health have come from civil servants. But to Democrats, to act like they're all saints and that this is horrible to get rid of anyone, most people have interacted with the federal government and they think it is too inefficient. It doesn't work. And what I would argue is that most Americans hear about this federal buyout that basically gives you about 8 months paid leave to take. That's
what they say.
They say. If that actually comes true, most Americans would never get that in their job, and they would think that's amazing. They also can't relate to civil servants basically being unfireable up to this point. So there is a lot that I'm concerned about and want more answers, but it's not out of step with
That's called throwing the baby out. Throwing the baby out with the baby water.
Yeah, Whoopi. Joy, you're gonna look stupid. Stop, Joy. Joy should have been fired.
Okay, so what I would say is kind of echoing from what you're saying,
funny.
Alyssa, with people have an issue with government waste. They hear the Department of Education is getting wiped out. To add a little content to that, though, for people that maybe, I'm speaking more to people that might support this idea. Remember that throwing it back to the states has some massive risks in regard to real indoctrinating of your kids. There are some really religious states. I'm a Christian, go to church, love religion, not in my public schools and not in my public institutions. That was a major virtue in the Constitution, separating those two. When you leave this up to states, you've got 50 ways to approach it. There has to be federal oversight on something that is meeting our kids every day at school, and I would never leave that just to the states.
Well, and it is interesting. Can I say one more thing? Donald Trump's education secretary, he did appoint someone, Linda McMahon, is actually on the Hill today and is going to get questioned. So I'm curious to see if she actually says we're going to abolish it or if she's still seeking to be confirmed to that position. But also Trump did this.
Teaching experience?
She's not a teacher, but it's been held many times by non-educators.
Here we go again. And then they just try to demonize RFK Jr. Is he a health expert? No, you just have to be smart. Common sense is what we live off of. Like, we're trying to get out of the old mold, quite honestly. We see all these congressmen, senators, judges, old as poop. Although Trump is bringing older people, they still are competent. We don't want old Bidens in here. We don't want people like Nancy Pelosi who's on a wheelchair. No, Walker, excuse me. Or McConnell, who's in a wheelchair. Like, these people got to go. Out with the doo-doo, in with the new-new. Come on now.
Educators.
That doesn't matter.
But last
We don't
week,
care.
Donald Trump
Oh,
signed
now it
an
don't
order
matter. It
regarding
don't matter
Title
now.
19. It had to do with girls, trans women and girls sports. That is enforced by the Department of Education. So this, if you did away with DOE, it would invalidate that executive order. So I say that only to say, I'm not sure he's actually getting rid of it wholesale.
Like,
I
it's
think
too
he's trying to
sensitive
scale
to
it
say
back.
he's
I'm sorry. All of this, the money cutting, all this stuff.
It's not
I'm sorry. The United States government made a deal with Elon Musk for those cars of his, and what was the price?
$400 million.
$400 million.
And guess who made the deal? Joe Biden.
Cut that out.
He just got that yesterday. He got that money this week.
I realize
For the
he
Tesla
won't,
truck. This
but
week he got
I
it.
just wanted to put that out there because that's a lot of money. We don't know, when do we need tanks?
Yeah, Tesla trucks.
And who said we needed to get these trucks? And why are you getting all this money like this?
And they're
why
a little ugly too.
Well,
You know this man has Starlight, right? Same dude who helped out North Carolina. California. Like, man. They are out here big tripping. Ain't never had to say nothing about Joe. Look at this face. Look at this face. He a wench. I ain't need to even say that.
No, but I just wanted to let you know what the Department of Education also does. They're responsible for managing college financial aid and federal student loans. 17 million college students apply for student loans and grants each year. They collect data on colleges and track students' achievements throughout the nation, and that's their report card.
Most of those people still paying off debts.
They conduct investigations, issue guidance on how civil rights laws are applied, and they send money to U.S. public schools. So basically, you're saying
She ain't really about to say nothing. We already got pretty much what we need to hear from these ladies. They are wilding as usual. They just can't stop themselves. They can't help themselves. They can't believe Trump is actually doing what he said, and it's only been 3 weeks. We're about to go into week 4 now. This is a beautiful thing. This is what we voted for. I am the happiest right now. I can't believe I'm seeing this right now. Most older people, they're like, JFK files are being released, MLK. I never thought I'd see this in a lifetime. They like, the government's being shrinked. I never thought I'd see this in my lifetime. This is what's happening. Trump is not a politician. He's a businessman, and he is killing the game. All right, y'all. Go down to the comment section. Tell me how you feel about the video. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. We're out. Peace.